What if I told you that there's a game where you can rummage through garbage all day, harass all the locals for their pocket change, two mixed results,
Wait!
attempt to build a hobo hotel, and slowly die to your depression, hunger, and sickness? Does that sound fun? No? Too bad. I'm gonna ramble about it anyways. This strangely unique game is called Hobo Tough Life. My name is Zealous, and in today's ramble, I'm still, albeit very loosely, keeping with the simulation theme, and I will be talking about my favorite hobo simulator. Hobo Tough Life takes place in the fictional streets of the European city of Praslav, currently transitioning from a communist government to a democratic. Due to this, many lovely people have become homeless. You might see people such as hookers, asshole bandits, and I'm like 78% sure he does Fent. But for some context before we get too deep, it has been 10 years since the Beggar King. Now, the hobos want to vote another one in. And of course, you want to be the Hobo King. For some reason. So, it's a simple enough premise. But hobo living ain't easy at first. As a hobo, you have a couple of stats you have to worry about. So, health, food, and energy, I feel like, are quite self-explanatory. Morale, though, is a measure of how depressed your hobo is. Let it get too low, you will start to slowly take damage. I'm assuming this is to simulate your hobo cutting to feel something, but who knows.
Now I'm depressed.
The two middle stats kind of go hand in hand with one another, those being warmth and dryness. You obviously want to stay warm, shit gets cold at night, but if you let your wetness fully drop, you will lose warmth twice as fast, and if you lose your warmth, then you will start to build up illness and lose health. The remaining stats we have to worry about are your alcohol level, poisoning level, how sick you are, how bad you have to shit, and then how bad you smell. Most of these are also self-explanatory, I feel like. People don't want to talk to a smelly, drunk hobo, so definitely keep those stats down when possible. So, to keep with the video's idea now, what's the first thing you gotta do? Well, the first thing you'll probably go do is walk up and talk to Mr. Meisner here. He'll serve as your buddy and guide for the game, for the most part. If you need specific basic tips, head over to the caravan and talk to the master here. But back to Meisner, he will instruct you that right above him is a perfect spot for a hobo hotel. A major draw of this game is gathering up items so that you can make an actual living place. There are 3 buildable spots for your little hobo hovel as well, so you get some choices. What a luxury.
Wow.
Now, being that you're a hobo, furniture ain't easy to come by, but anything can be furniture really if you put your mind to it. The best furniture to find at the start is literally anything that you can sleep on. It's a literal godsend, being that you can't really sleep without getting cold. This allows you to sleep in your hideout by the fire, which in turn will keep you warm and toasty. This will also keep your energy up, since you probably don't want to pass out while walking on the street. You can occasionally find beds at Meisner, Anatoly, the pawn shop dude, and Drax, the dog guy. You can also rarely find them dumpster diving, but if all else fails, just make a makeshift bench. If it starts downpouring, which, trust me, it will, those fires will become your best friend once again, since they are the only way to dry off quickly. If you're lucky enough to find something, congratulations, you solved the first hurdle. Now you gotta worry about food. For the start of the game, I'd highly recommend going and seeing Agnes at the charity. You can walk old Bobby around for some pay every day. You can also get free food or clothes, like I typically do, among other things as well. But what if I don't have access to the charity, you say? To that, either get some cash or use your hobo skills to scrounge something up, or steal it, or beg, whatever your little hobo heart desires. So, now you have the sleeping situation set up, and you aren't going to starve right away. Now what? This is where it's really up to whatever you feel like. You can keep dumpster diving, you could head over to the temp office and the lady will give you a working permit. This will allow you to do some menial labor like the rest of us for some quick cash, such as street cleaning, taking calls at the call center,
Everybody done.
cleaning up sewer blockages, or maybe even excavating.
This is bullshit.
You could start going around and talking to some of the very nice locals and maybe even start doing some favors for them. Or my personal favorite, become one step above a Jehovah's Witness and harass every single person you see. If you somehow get their attention, you have 4 options. You can chat, which will make them more susceptible to the rest being beg, steal, and trade. Beg and steal are pretty self-explanatory, but trade is a bit more unique, as in you need to have the shit to trade shit. Who would have thought? The easiest way to get those things to trade are, funny enough, just stealing them from people, but you can also find them occasionally in dumpsters. So in the end, it really does all come full circle. But the main thing is, as long as you're getting better at something, you will manage, for the most part. With all this being said, this is essentially the gameplay loop. All the while though, you have the looming threat of the winter season coming, which means that every night gets colder, so it's a race against the time. If you somehow manage to survive long enough, and mayhaps even thrive through winter, then congratulations. You are the 1% of hobos, so be proud. Or don't. These hobos won't care. Now, after all this, I would like to say, as fun and challenging as this game is, there are definitely some bugs. You will often see visual bugs, often with the grass, mostly with the lighting. Some occasional frame drops as well. You may also freeze in place, oddly enough. Often the times though, you will just kind of phase out, but just something to be aware of. And the developers have already stated they are done updating this game. So, take what you can get, as they say. But let me just say that you shouldn't let these little bugs get into your way of trying this game. As challenging and frustrating as it can be, there's this certain charm to it. And once you start to actually get somewhere and get good, it feels extremely rewarding. And who knows, maybe you might be the next Beggar King. Only one way to see. Enough of my rambling though. I hope you learned something about this game, and maybe even want to try it. If so, good luck. Thank you for watching though. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and maybe even a sub. I'd greatly appreciate it. But I will see you guys later.